Welcome back everyone. I hope you're doing well, and in this video, we're going to take a look at two clean energy companies that are poised to grow over the long term as entire economies and nations start to focus on renewable energy for long-term sustainability. And recently, after the new president administration has announced an over $2 trillion infrastructure plan, renewable energy companies are going to be benefiting for many years to come. So for this video, we're going to take a look at two big names in the renewable energy space, go over their current financial position and the company's future growth potential. And before we take a look at that first stock, I'm going to ask you to please hit that like button and subscribe. I am the Gen Z investor, and every single day we talk about the stock market, going over different stocks you can buy and any major market news. So please hit that like button, subscribe for the daily videos. And the first clean energy company we're going to focus on today is ticker SEDG, which is SolarEdge Technologies. They currently trade for $269 per share, and the company has exploded over the trailing 12 months, growing by 172%. But as of late, they are on a major pullback, and their shares are now trading at a much more attractive level. They have a market cap at $13.5 billion, and we can see from a high point of $365 per share, they have now fallen over 26%, or close to a $100 per share decline, back down to the $270 level. So now may be a great opportunity to buy the dip in the world's #1 solar inverter company. They have shipped over 65 million power optimizers and over 2.7 million inverters in the company's history, and SolarEdge has a presence in 28 different countries. And going forward, their total addressable market is projected to grow by a massive amount over the next few decades. They're projecting the global population to grow by around 2 billion more people by 2050. And the energy consumption per capita is projected to grow by 23%, and the solar energy industry is projected to grow by a factor of 60 from 2015 to 2050. So that means SolarEdge Technologies has a massive market potential and growth over the next 2 to 3 decades to come, and I think this company will continue to remain a market leader going forward. And we can see that right now, they operate in both the residential and commercial space. And for individual homes, they offer a full solution of products with a nice monitoring platform to really get you fully connected to the entire solar world with the panels, the inverters, the modules, and of course, the storage and the charging solutions. And their services can also be applied to large-scale buildings for commercial use as well. And if we take a look at their investor presentation, right now, they have installed systems in more than 130 countries, meaning their operations can reach almost any market all around the world, and they continue to grow on a global scale. And right now, over the past 5 years, they went from being the 10th largest company up to 4th in 2017, and now are the largest in terms of revenue in the solar inverter space, which is absolutely incredible. So if you want some exposure to the fast-growing solar market and you want to pick the leaders and the winners in that industry, SolarEdge is definitely a name to do some research into. And in 2020, the company generated over $1.4 billion of total revenue. They had a gross margin of 31%, and their cash flow from operations came in at $222 million. And over the past 5 years, SolarEdge has done a terrific job growing their total revenue with a CAGR of 31% to over $1.4 billion in the trailing 12 months. And if we take a look at their income statement, like we saw, total revenue is growing at a very nice rate, and this company has been growing net income each and every year as well, with around $140 million of total profits in 2020. So for a solar company to maintain profitability is a very strong sign. In this industry, a ton of companies are burning through hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars every single year just to continue to grow, and SolarEdge is still expanding while maintaining a strong level of profitability, which is a great sign. And if we take a look at their balance sheet, they have total current assets of $1.7 billion compared to short-term debt of only $436 million. So a current ratio above 4, extremely safe over the short term, and this company is going to have no short-term liquidity issues going forward over the next few years. And we can see their total revenue is projected to grow by 27% in 2021 to around $1.85 billion, and then next year we're projecting another 25% growth to over $2.32 billion. And their total earnings over the next 3 years are forecasted to grow by 28% annually, and from this current point for all the way up to 2025, analysts projecting total top and bottom line growth every single year. And with regard to total share price appreciation, Yahoo Finance is showing an average expectation of close to 20% per year for the next 5 years in the future, and at this current level, the company is considered a slight buy, coming in at a 2.7, and the share price of $269 is well below the 12-month expectation of $306 per share. So some implied upside going forward over the next 12 months. So this was the first renewable energy company we're going to take a look at in this video. SolarEdge Technologies, one of the leading inverter names on the market. They operate all around the world, continuing to grow revenue and income every single year, and definitely a player to do some research into and may make a nice addition to your current portfolios when they are on a major dip of over 25%. And now we're going to move on to the second company we're taking a look at in this episode, and that is ticker NEE, Nextera Energy. They currently trade for $79 per share, and over the past 12 months, they are up by 26%. This is a large cap company with a current value of $152 billion and a dividend yield of 2%. And although Nextera operates in the traditional utility sector as well as the renewable space, they're projecting a huge expansion of their renewable partner platform for many years to come. And over the past 5 years, they have rewarded their shareholders with some massive share price appreciation of 165% over the past 5 years, plus that 2% growing dividend. And we can see that right now the company owns $128 billion of total assets, and they're the world leader in electricity generated from the wind and the sun. So going forward, we're projecting some huge growth in that industry, and they're forecasting a market expansion of 15% annually all the way up to 2030. So over the next decade, like we saw from SolarEdge, some massive market potential for this leading company to continue to dominate. And over the past 15 years, Nextera has delivered incredible results to their investors. Their annual earnings per share has been growing at a CAGR since 2005 of 8.7%, which is absolutely incredible for the utility sector. And their total dividend per share has been growing at around 9.6% annually for more than a decade, which once again is a very impressive mark. And this company, over the past 10 years, has a total return, including share price appreciation and that dividend reinvested, of over 700%, grossly outperforming the S&P 500, which over the past decade has only returned a total of 267%. So Nextera has proven that they can outperform the market, and analysts are projecting that trend to continue over the next few decades. And we can see going forward, they're expecting another 6 to 8% annual earnings per share growth up till 2023, and they're forecasting that the company will be able to grow their dividend at over 10% annually for the next 2 years going forward. And if we take a look at that dividend, right now they have a yield of 2%. It only makes up 61% of their net income, which is extremely low and sustainable, especially in the utility sector. And their 5-year dividend CAGR is at over 12.5%. And this is a dividend aristocrat with 26 consecutive years of dividend growth. So they've proven through the past 2.5 decades that not only will they grow their dividend, but they do it at a very fast rate each and every year. And this company still maintains the highest dividend safety score possible, coming in at a 99. So absolutely no worry of a dividend cut coming from Nextera anytime soon. And this is a company that I own in my personal portfolio as well, to get that exposure to the renewable energy space and to collect that growing dividend every single quarter. And I own 40 shares of this company. It makes up around 3.3% of my total portfolio, and I'm up around 19% on my position at this current level. And if we take a look at Nextera's income statement, their total revenue hovers around $18 to $20 billion in total revenue. And we can see going forward, analysts are forecasting close to 15% growth in total sales in 2021 to around $20.6 billion, followed by another 7% going forward to over $22 billion at year-end 2022. And for a utility company, we're getting some high earnings expectations, and they're forecasted to grow by 13+% going forward. And from this current level, all the way up to 2025, we're projecting total revenue and earnings to continue to grow over the longer term. And the analysts on Wall Street are projecting annual share price appreciation between 8 and 9% per year over the next 5 years, and tie in that 2% growing dividend. This company is projected to grow and provide investors with a total return of 10 to 12% each and every year going forward. And right now, they are considered a buy, coming in at a 2, and the current share price of $79 is below the 12-month expectation of $87 per share. So once again, another big player with some implied upside over the next 12 months. So Nextera is the other renewable energy company that I think may be a nice addition to a portfolio. They are a big name in the industry, a market leader, already a well-established names with growing operations every single year. And as the entire renewable energy space, I think Nextera and SolarEdge will benefit over the longer term. So thank you for watching to the end. We're going to wrap up the video. I am the Gen Z Investor, and every single day we talk about the stock market, going over different stocks you can buy and any major market news. And of course, today we focused on 2 renewable companies, one smaller cap name in the solar space, and of course, one more traditional mega cap company in Nextera. So let me know down in the comments which renewable companies you like, and give me some other names, and I'll make future videos on this sector because I do believe it's going to expand rapidly going forward over the next 2, 5, 10 plus years. So please hit that like button, subscribe if you already haven't done so, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode.